Hey everybody! Welcome to Always Bored, Never Boring. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, or Drunkards and Dragons, probably. I didn't even prepare that. Does it show? We are playing the Dungeons and Dragons starter set. We are all complete noobs. We have Nick, Matt. I thought he was going to introduce himself.
No,
Matt.
I'm not.
And Tunnel One.
I'm Ant.
He's Ant.
He's lying.
We are playing Mines of Phandelver from the Dungeons and Dragons starter set. Let's introduce some characters that we've got going on here. I'm going to be the Dungeon Master. I've never been a Dungeon Master before. This is going to be a show. Nick.
This is Ulfric Battlehammer, Dwarf Cleric Guy.
Dwarf Cleric Guy. Yeah.
And I will be playing Vaelin Silverfrond, High Elf Wizard.
Silverfrond.
Yes, it sounded glorious, so I went for it.
This is beautiful.
Hi, I'm a human and I am called Boromir Brandybuck.
Hi. I'm Ant, and I'm playing Google search. So we have a cleric, we have a wizard, and we have a fighter. We're kind of a ranger build fighter. He's got a great sword and a bow and arrow rather than being a knight or anything like that.
We're a ragtag group of friends.
A ragtag group of friends. Well, in a moment, I'm going to ask you guys how you met. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I thought about this beforehand.
I'm expecting a hot, raunchy tale.
Some sort of hot tub, I reckon.
To be honest, I'm exploring either that or some kind of joke that works along the lines of a dwarf and alpha human.
We walked into a bar. should we go on a quest?
Yeah. Why not?
Why the F not?
In the city of Neverwinter, a dwarf named Gundred Rockseeker, good name, Rockseeker. Yeah. He's asked you to bring a wagon load of provisions to the rough and tumble settlement of Phandelver, a couple of days' travel southeast of the city. Gundred was clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying only that he and his brothers had found something big. Shush. You're being paid 10 gold pieces to escort his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions, a trading post in Phandelver. He then set out ahead of you on his horse, along with a warrior escort named Sildar Hallwinter, lovely names, claiming he needed to arrive early to take care of business. Business.
Business been taken care of.
You've spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you've just recently veered east along the Tribor Trail. You've encountered no trouble so far, but this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail. So, first of all, what I would like you to do, this is what you're bringing to the piece. How do you guys know each other?
Gundren's one of my cousins.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Along with Thard and Nundro Rockseeker. They are my friends and cherished clan members.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you are already you are related to this particular gentleman. So
So,
how do you?
so I believe they asked me along just so they could they trusted me, I guess.
Well, how do you know
that's
these
what I mean.
ruffians?
I mean, we got talking over one too many ales in the town of whatever town we're in.
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter, thank you. Neverwinter special ale.
Special ale.
A Neverwinter special brew.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Witchwood
Were
Brewery.
you drinking out of the park bench somewhere? Neverwinter
No,
special
in the
brew.
local tavern called the Neverwinter Arms.
They're not very original with their naming in Neverwinter, are they?
I'm going to write that down just in case he calls us up on that.
Neverwinter Arms. And later on, there will be a perception bonus if you can remember where you had a drink.
Neverwinter Arms. Met.
Special brew.
Met.
Special brew.
It's all special brew.
What about Mr. Brandybuck? Was he in
Sorry,
there? Was he in there getting a pint?
It's full pint. He was sat in the corner of the tavern looking all mysterious and brooding, with a pint with a pipe of the long bottom leaf. I was on the search for more people to help us on our journey.
And in lieu of finding anybody with any skills,
Yeah,
that could-
unfortunately, I couldn't really, my search was coming up a bit.
Fallow.
Yeah,
Fallow.
I couldn't find many people. From honest, I thought Oh, this guy, he looks like he do some work, he do some money.
This guy's got a great sword.
Yeah.
Hopefully he knows how to use it. If not, he's cannon fodder.
You have a wagon. Here's a wagon.
That's the wagon.
It's a wagon. Right. So you are marching currently on the Tribor Trail. You have come off of the main road.
Lazy git.
The main road. And in fact, my next question was going to be, what are your marching orders? How are you positioned? One person must be driving the wagon, because obviously the wagon ain't going to go nowhere.
Yeah, that's me.
So your wagon is being pulled by 2 oxen. Anybody can drive it. So and as many people as you want can be on it, in it, around it.
Yeah.
So basically, I just want a rough idea of what you guys are up to on the trail.
Just get them all on the wagon. If they fit on the wagon, just get them all on there.
All on the wagon.
I could sit, because if I sit on the wagon, I've got a 360-degree view of everything. I've got clear line of
Almost
shot
like if you turn around.
if need be.
Imagine.
So, yeah, I'm on the.
At this point in proceedings,
Yeah.
is there anything you would like to know, or would like to ask, or think you might, or that you should know?
I feel like we should know things.
Can we see anything on the road ahead?
We haven't got that far yet.
Okay, right.
Well, at the moment, you're just currently on the Tribal Trail, which is just a.
What?
It's a road. It's about 30 feet wide. It's got tall shrubs and trees and things on either side. So it's kind of like, it's a well-worn track. It's been used a lot, but it's deep, dense foliage all around.
My kind of foliage.
What's in the wagon?
Good question. I can tell you exactly what is in the wagon if you are prepared to have a little rummage. Do you want to have a rummage in the wagon? You have, of course, accepted on good faith what is in the wagon.
Well, I trust my buddy. You know,
But,
he's asked me to help.
if you want to have a little rummage, I will let you.
I'd like to have a little rummage.
Okay.
I'll do the wagon.
So,
What's in it? I'm gonna have a little peekaboo.
the wagon is packed full of an assortment of mining supplies and food.
That's dull.
This includes a dozen sacks of flour, several casks of salted pork, 2 kegs of strong ale,
Oh, yeah.
shovels, picks, crowbars, about a dozen of each, and 5 lanterns with a small barrel of oil, which is about 50 flasks in volume. You estimate that the total value of goods on the wagon comes to around 100 gold pieces, which
Wow.
Boromir Brandybuck is currently converting on Google into American dollars. You've been on the Tribor Trail for about half a day. As you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses, sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you. Boom, about there.
So are these like squares? They like.
5
Each
feet.
of these squares is 5 feet to your.
Okay.
So there are two dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here, with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side.
Straight point.
Straight point, ambush, straight point.
So it's an ambush.
Yeah.
So, it's over to you guys. What do you want to do?
Personally, I think maybe we should have somebody looking after the wagon whilst we 2 of us go and investigate further around the area to see if there's any sort of potential ambush. Or you can nominate yourself to stay behind, are you?
No.
Why not?
Only
He's nominated himself to get back on the wagon.
Well, I suppose if there's one person on the wagon, they can bring it forward as soon as we declare it safe.
But the only other thing is I've got a bow.
That is true. You are arranged.
So-
Arranged with a decent footage, so that you can from the wagon you can cover us. I think that's a good shot.
Yeah.
Good shout. Yeah. And I think Ulfric with his trusty warhammer should.
I can throw a hand axe 20 feet as well, so that should give us.
And I got magic, so we were fine.
Yeah, we're good. Let's do that.
Magic mother beat.
So one of you go forward.
Beeping. Ulfric and Valen are going to scout ahead slightly further forward to investigate and see.
How are you positioning yourselves in relation to each other? I mean,
Should we all go? Should we go one side of the? Because you said the woods narrowed.
It's narrowed to about 30 feet here.
Yeah.
But this is very dense foliage. You can get into it, but obviously you're going to be very much up in your face.
I think we should be. I suppose we could split up and look at both sides of the trail and see what's on the other side. So I'll go on the left and Ulfric will go on the right.
Meanwhile, I'm scouting for movement in the hedge.
You're just watching out. So you guys are advancing up. Why don't you guys give me a perception check? So basically, roll a d20. If you look at your skills here, there should be a special one for perception.
Yeah, so you should have one there. So +3.
So you roll the dice and add your perception.
19.
Oh, nice.
And 11.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good start.
Okay, so as you're walking up, Valen notices a small amount of movement in the hedges up ahead, up in the foliage. Round about up here, somewhere handy opposite where the horse is. Just a moment behind, Ulfric also notices a small amount of foliage movement that suggests the presence of something. Is it a rabbit? Shout that out. Are you a rabbit?
Hello there. What are you, sir? Are you a rabbit?
Should we just call out and say,
Shout a warning.
Shout a warning, who is there? And like,
Oh,
Who goes there?
Nice.
basically.
What is it?
Let's go for the classic trope, shall we? Let's go for all the cliches. Yes, let's do that. Halt, who goes there? We know you're in there. Get out. Come out and show yourselves.
Unsurprisingly, there is no response.
Oh my
I am
god.
shocked by this revelation.
I challenge them. Come out, or we will fire warning shots into them. Hello. We are passive fools.
You're passive fools.
we are simple traders, just trying to get to Barthen's Provisions in Phandelver.
You're gonna tell them everywhere you're going? You really want to tell them exactly where you're going?
Yes. No, I don't. It's a lie.
We are simple folk.
We are simple. We are simple.
You can, if you want to tell them.
No,
Wait,
we are but simple fools. Simply trying to get to
that.
somewhere. or other.
I have a spell.
Why don't you tell them what you're carrying on the wagon and how much it's worth?
No.
you have a rough idea.
Do I?
We have
Oh, yeah,
500
we
pieces
tell us,
if
yeah.
you let us past.
We are but simple traders who have nothing to trade.
We're simple traders with nothing to trade.
We are simple.
We are not very good at what we do.
Halt! What is it?
The way the land is laid out, if there is anybody hiding up in the scrub up here, it's incredibly dense.
So it's not likely that we're going to find them.
The way it stands at the moment, you can shout as much as you want, you can chuck whatever you want into the bushes, but if somebody has secluded themselves in the hedgerow, there's very little chance you're going to spook them out.
I'm trying to.
Maybe not just get on. How fast does the wagon go?
This
And
is a
in
reading
all honesty,
game.
do you want to roll
Press
a wagon
dedication.
of expensive
Good Lord.
goods into what is potentially a booby trap?
I reckon we go up and investigate the horses.
Yeah, we just move in.
I think we just move in. We know exactly.
I'll stress at this point, anything that should happen will not be a surprise to you. You have both scouted and succeeded in perception rolls and have seen movement. Therefore, any potential surprise is going to be less surprising than it might otherwise have been.
I think we already know if we're going to be ambushed, we're going to be ambushed. He's thinking.
This is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is right. He gets back on there to protect us with a spell of his choosing that can protect us. We then get sort of like that. You know, we're going up like sideways walking. So we're only
Sideways
going right
walking.
there. Yeah,
You still got your bow up, yeah?
no, I'll have my whip on my big sword out.
How many arrows are in the horses?
That's a good question.
From this distance, you can see at least 3 or 4 arrows
Each horse.
I reckon that's some multiple directions.
between them.
Yep.
So, a couple of arrows in each horse.
Can we tell which direction the arrow's been fired from?
Well, it's hard to tell. It's a muddy mess in the sense that there's been, the horses have kind of like...
So we have to assume that it's come from multiple directions.
Can we
then.
block arrows?
Can you block arrows?
Yeah. Are we that good?
Are
with our
you
weapons?
Chuck Norris?
He's not.
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know how good.
Based on your
my
character
weapon is.
If you're not
you
Ch-
are not.
If
no.
you're not
Right.
Chuck Norris, then no, you cannot block arrows. Okay.
Yeah.
So even as you approach the horses, you don't get get too close. You're about 15 feet away from them. You can see that the saddlebags on the horses have been opened or torn open.
Ransacked, if you will.
Just a short distance away from the horses, there is an empty leather map case. It's one of those tube map case tubes.
Nice,
It's
okay.
open,
Okay.
and it doesn't look like there's anything in there. And to be honest, why would there be?
They've basically
Why
been
wouldn't
robbed.
there be?
And around about this point, the things in the hedge decide they're going to make their appearance.
Rabbits.
It's rabbits.
Come on.
It's nice, dirty, filthy goblins, isn't it?
Is it?
It's goblins. You will have to excuse the presence of some hobbit goblins who are unpainted because I'm only human. I only had so much time.
I mean, we're not going to judge
That's
it.
fine. That's fine.
I mean, where are they coming from though?
I mean,
are they coming out from the sides? How many are there?
There are three.
There are 3.
That's fine.
There are 3 goblins.
Okay.
Okay, so what I would need everybody to do now is roll at... Can I have just for a second?
You certainly can.
Just for a moment. I need everybody to roll a d20. We are rolling for initiative at this point, which I believe you are
Hang on.
rolling...
D20?
A
Yes.
d20.
The big dice.
The
It's
big dice.
It's the black dice you have there.
This is D10.
Oh, for God's sake.
No,
this dice.
That's a hit dice. Don't worry about that. That's your help.
I rolled a 3. I'm not going first.
So, and
16.
I am rolling for my guys here. I have rolled a 3.
I've got a 91.
Oh, same as me.
So, we're going to transition from this sort of free-flowing element to the combat.
Yes.
Basically, we have a turn order. It's going to be Ant, followed by Nick, followed by Matt, followed by me. And I will activate all the goblins together. And everybody can do a move and an action generally. Certain people can do a reaction at certain times. But on your turn, you can move up to your speed, and you can do an action. You can also interact with an object for free. That may be drawing your sword, picking something up in preparation to throw it, things like that. So it's still very much a case of you telling me what you want to do, but it's a little bit more structured. So, Ant, what are you going to do? We're going to position.
have to discuss what I
I'm going to position you as when you were approached up. Were you approaching close together, or were you?
Yeah, we were close together.
Were you close
Yeah.
together? So you're in the centre of the path. These guys, they've just emerged from
The thickets.
the thickets from the undergrowth, so they are exposed now.
Okay. These guys are pretty close to me.
Can I just clarify the distance that they are away from the wagon?
45 to 50 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Approximately.
Very well. So, Anne, what are you going to do?
Oh, I think I'm going to have to kill this mother here.
Just ping him.
Well,
Ping
I've
him.
got a choice because I could.
These
ping him
guys are readying their bows. This guy has drawn his scimitar. Right. So what are you going to do? You're going to advance up. You're going to attack in close combat. Yeah. 4. So you're rolling d20, adding 4, and then you're aiming for the armor class of the goblins. The armor class of the goblins is 15.
Ooh. They're quite tough.
They are wearing what are they wearing? They're wearing leather armor and they're carrying shields.
Oh.
Human skin armor. That's what they're wearing.
Although to be honest, he's readying his bow, so I'm not going to let him have his shield bonus because I did say he was readying his bow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow him to get a shield bonus.
Because he won't have a shield. He's got.
So shield bonus is normally +1, I believe. Armor class +2, so you are aiming for a 13. He's rolled a 1,
Right.
which is what we call in the business a critical fumble. But
Does he
basically,
get inspiration for trying his hardest and cocking it up like his traits say?
no.
I mean, that's definitely what his traits say.
There is nothing in his traits that says he's a feckless wonder.
Right.
He doesn't understand that he's convinced of his significance and blind to his own shortcomings and risk of failure.
Come on.
I'm going to give him an inspiration point for that. There you
You're
go.
welcome, guys.
Put a 1 in there. Put a 1 in there. There you go. You've got yourself an
What a
inspiration.
useless piece of
Well done, Adam, for trying your hardest and up.
You're feckless wonder. Feckless wonder. Nick, you are up. You can go for a straight attack. You can for your action. You can use a spell.
Hand axes.
Oh, he's got hand axes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've got 2 hand axes.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
can still only throw one. You can only throw one.
What's the point of having 2 then?
Well, because once you've thrown one, you've only got one left until the end of the fight. This guy is drawing his bow, so I'm not taking the shield modifier into account, so you're looking at armor class 13.
What are we doing?
You're rolling a d20, you are adding +4 for your hand axe throwing.
Yeah.
Why have you nicked my dice?
Oh, yeah, he's got his own dice.
Yeah,
He's got his own dice, so just roll for it.
This is 19.
You rolled a 19, that is a brutal whack.
So that is a headshot.
Well, well, he may not be dead. We've got to roll for damage, I'm afraid. So your damage is 1d6 plus 2. So roll a d6, add 2.
Thank you. D6 plus 2.
Yep, d6, add 2.
4, 6.
So you've caused 6 points of damage. What is the hit points of a goblin? I don't
probably
know.
like 30 or something
Oh,
stupid.
okie dokie. The axe whirls through the air. It strikes him. Here, it's pretty much severs his arm. His arms all are hanging off, but he is still in the fight, I'm afraid.
Wow. How many hit points does the goblin have then?
The goblin has 7 hit points. So, Mr. Wizard, what are you going to do? You're well out of range of getting involved in the fight with your sword.
Of course I am.
You could.
That is probably best that I stay out of the fight with my sword. For now.
Maybe.
So there is only one option for me, really, isn't there?
Magic missile?
Magic missile.
Magic missile! What's the range on magic missile?
60 feet.
60 feet. So you're well within range. He's here.
I can't make that up. I don't know.
You're pretty much. How does magic missile work?
Could you please explain how the magic missile works in the rulebook?
3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a creature of your choice within range that you can see. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. The darts all strike simultaneously and you can direct them to hit one creature or several. At higher levels, when you cast a spell, blah blah blah, 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 blah. It's got a range of 120 feet, so you're well within range. It costs you your action. It's an instantaneous process. So you are basically... It's an automatic hit by my reading. It says each dart hits a creature of your choice within range and then deals 1d4 plus 1 damage.
So I don't even have to roll to hit.
You don't have to roll to hit as far as I can see here. It says it hits. So you need to tell me if you're how you're gonna divvy them up.
Ooh. Now do I hit all 3?
This guy is very close to death,
So if you hit him, he's going to die.
Yeah, basically, if I hit him, he's died.
but he's already.
He's basically close to death.
He can still be quite brutal. If he gets into close combat with someone, he's still quite capable of getting his scimitar out and hacking someone to bits. But I wouldn't fancy his chances with his bow anymore.
Indeed. What do you reckon?
This guy is obviously now in close
Ant's in
combat.
danger.
In
Ant's in
close
danger.
combat, so he's not really
Ant's
going to be
always
using his
involved
bow
in
either
danger.
because
Mm.
there are
I'm basically safe.
there are restrictions to using ranged weapon if you're adjacent to an enemy. He's rolled 3.
3.
That's 3 plus 1, so
4.
See, Sir Anton.
okay. So this dude's dead.
Yeah. So you're welcome, guys.
He
Between us, we got one down.
He can go back to the hollow.
And,
These two are momentarily stunned.
So they got 3 health each.
They've got 3 health each.
So if I'd managed to connect with him, he would probably be dead.
So this guy, he's basically given up on his bow now because obviously he's got into close combat with this guy. He throws his bow to one side. That's a 5 plus his 4. What's your armor? Yeah.
Armor class.
Armor class is
14.
14. So you are absolutely fine. And basically, you manage to fend off the attack, or you know it's deflected by your armor or
There's a matrix.
such.
Yeah.
My goblin's coming in here.
Ooh.
He's having a go. What's your armor class?
18, baby.
18. So I've rolled a 6 plus my.
No chance.
not even remotely close. Literally, it's just like pummeling. It's just you've done that thing where you hold a hand out against the forehead, and the goblin's just doing this.
Brilliant.
All the while I'm.
He's a dwarf.
He's a very small goblin.
Preparing the warhammer. Buddy.
Right.
Ouch time.
Right.
It is round 2, so it goes back to Ant.
Right, try again, Ant, please.
Okay, so I'm going to whack him with my sword now.
You're just gonna go. You're just
Can
gonna
you please
whack
not
him with
roll a
your sword.
1?
What do I need to do?
Roll it on the paper so it rolls.
Just roll. You're rolling with your great sword. That's an 18. That's a big hit. So
Better.
what's your damage? Your damage is 2d6 plus 2. So if you can borrow a d6 off someone, you can borrow it off me if you want.
2d6 plus 2.
2d6 plus 2.
My attack's
You
4, it says.
No.
No. We've done that.
We've done
your
that.
attack
That's the bit
bonus.
we've done.
You're doing the
Right.
damage now.
Now I'm doing
So your
damage.
damage is 2d6 plus 2 slashing. So you roll 2d6 and add 2.
Oh, come on.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 damage.
He's done.
You're dead.
He's done.
There is one goblin left. He's looking a little bit concerned.
Are these goblins now thinking we shouldn't have done this?
I think they're looking a bit
Was it
vexed.
about this time that he
How would you
realised
know
they
if you don't
fucked
ask him?
up?
I do know Goblin, so I could ask them
Ask him.
at my next turn.
Go on, buddy! Excuse me, sir. How are you feeling about this attack?
Are
If
you
you-
regretting your actions right
If
now?
you wanted to do that, you'd have to subdue him first, rather than do him.
Subdue him, Nick. Go
I
on.
want to kill him.
Okay.
He's tried to kill me. He's going down.
He's
That's
gonna,
a good point. He did try and swing at you.
you're
Yeah.
gonna straight kill him.
No, sir. Right.
Right, go.
So I am whipping out my big warhammer.
Oh, he's warhammering him.
Yeah.
So it's D20 plus 4.
All
You're
for
aiming-
it's coming to
This
play.
guy is on full armor class of 15. I believe it's 15.
Use his shield out, don't you?
Yeah, he's got his shielded up. So
7.
roll the 7 plus your 4 is not enough to defeat his armor class. I'm afraid.
it.
So he basically you're coming in with your warhammer, but he's kind of like grabbed it. And he's like, no, I'm not into it.
You bugger.
Yeah.
I am going to cast one of my cantrips.
Oh, he's got a cantrip. What you cast?
What's a cantrip?
I'm going to use Ray of Frost.
Oh, hang on. What does that do?
It's a beam of frost.
It is an evocation cantrip. Requires 1 action. Has a range of 60 feet. It's an instantaneous frigid beam of blue-white light,
Beam.
which streaks
Beam.
toward a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, it takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So your attack bonus with a spell attack equals your spellcasting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus, which is plus 2. So you're rolling a dice and adding plus 5.
D20?
Or a d20.
16.
Nice.
16. So that's he smashed it.
I,
Absolutely smashed it. So now he takes 1d8 cold damage.
1d8 cold damage.
That's the one. That's off the table.
What is it?
It's a 4.
It's a 4, which is straight up enough to kill him. You've killed the goblin.
Carry on.
That is the end of the combat encounter.
Could we have some sort of like Miyako or some sort of like
Right.
music in the background to, as we
Have,
do
have
it?
you got a bard? You didn't bring a bard with you.
Hang on, come on.
Did you have good bardic skills? He's looking for.
Got a little flute or something?
He's looking for bardic
Surely.
skills.
One of us has a flute. Who has a flute? I'm sure somebody did.
I doubt very much that I've got a flute.
You haven't. You're.
So you
right.
have obviously slain the 3 goblins that were laying wait
They're easy.
in there. They were
I
easy.
don't know.
They weren't
We
actually.
made a bit of a hash of it.
They certainly were.
We're not. Let's great at this, are we?
Their dark blood stains the ground around the remains of the horses.
What's a nene? No more.
What are you going to do now? You are standing in the remains of your battlefield.
We certainly need to investigate the corpses. See if we have to have a
See
little
what
knowledge.
they're carrying. Yeah.
Recover your
Yeah,
ammunition.
we need to recover any lost ammo.
You are able to recover your axe.
Yeah, I need to. I'll clean the blood off the blade as well.
So that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'd be checking the corpses
that-
for
is that-
anything.
is
you-
that
Well,
right?
no, we are
That's
now.
what we're doing.
We're out of combat now, so
Okay, so
we're
we're
back
just
into
doing-
this
we're
free.
just doing
You
the thing,
tell me
okay.
what you're up to, and I'll
We need to
I'll tell
check
you
the
when
corpses.
things happen.
I think also we need to check the corpses
Yeah, check
and
the
also
corpses.
check the horses and anything for any sort of clues as to what
Yeah.
might have happened to them.
Yeah.
So I've checked the goblins.
So you're checking the goblins. The goblins are typical spindly goblins. They were armed with scimitars and short bows, and they are black-fletched arrows. You notice that they
Yes,
have
you said that before.
in their no, they're black-fletched arrows in the horse, but they actually have black-fletched arrows in their quivers as well, which does suggest that these goblins are responsible for the death of these particular horses.
So they might have the stuff that's got stolen off the horse.
The map.
You also notice that the goblins have filed their teeth. They've filed their teeth, making them incredibly sharp and pointy.
Is there any indication of the riders of the horses?
Any indication of the riders of horses? Maybe.
Well, is there or not?
What's your wisdom survival on your skill?
And mine is +1.
Yeah, give me a dice roll on that.
16.
16.
17.
And so 16, 17. Yes, although there is not necessarily any bodies here anymore, you do notice that there is a trail hidden behind the thickets on the north side of the road, leading northwest.
Picked up a trail.
There are also a lot of goblin footsteps, goblin footprints in the mud. Potentially at least 12. Maybe more. Definitely dragging something. One of which at least is human-sized.
What was Gundren's companion dude? Sildar?
Sildar Hallwinter.
Yes.
He was a human.
He was human.
Whoa!
I feel like I have to do
this.
this. I feel like the gods aren't going to help us at all. Having a confidence in my gods. Inspiration.
I think this might actually be.
And my ideals here.
You have not disadvantaged the team, so I'm not awarding you inspiration for that. you can look at me with your sultry looks as much as you want, sir. But you shall not
What if I do
intoxicate
this? What if I do
me.
this?
You shall not bewitch me, sir. Maybe. One inspiration. If you want to go, if you want to
family.
explore the trail, you probably want to protect your wagon in some way first.
Has anyone got a spell that can protect the wagon?
Potentially, I don't know what they do.
Car alarm?
You might have a spell for this more than I do, to be fair.
To be fair, you could probably just drag it off into the hedgerow, into the thicket, and obscure it.
That.
It may not be as complicated as requiring a spell.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, no.
This game does not require.
We're overthinking this.
we are overthinking this
So
a
I
lot.
think what- I
Just
think-
don't leave
Cut!
your wagon in the middle of the road.
What we should do, I think, before we go off wandering around, we should maybe obscure us in the thicket. Maybe
That's a great
just
idea. I
maybe
think we should do
obscure
that.
it with the hedge,
Camouflage.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think personally.
Do you think the trail leads off to the northwest? Should we
Yeah.
leave it on that side as we're moving
Yeah.
off in that
Yeah,
direction?
That's right, yeah.
So that it's obscured by the footprints of the other goblins that have come this way.
Yes,
And
do
we'll
it.
go and clear them out, those goblins out.
So you lead the wagons off to the side of the road
Yeah.
onto the northeast trail. You hitch them up to a tree. You keep them obscured into the brush. Just obviously remember they're there. You know, at some point you will need to go and deliver your goods to Phandelver.
I mean, that is what we've been hired to do, and also.
It is your ultimate aim.